I'm back, I'm biased, I'm bothered, and I am always unfiltered. If you are easily offended, this is not the place for you. But you still haven't managed to worthy up? Not to worry, let's get into this mess. Sisterwives, season 20, episode 7. This is going on forever. Anyway, we are, of course, opening up in Parowan with Meri and Jen. Now, Meri is going through a box of wedding stuff, just loads of boxes, right? And Meri says that she's trying to get rid of stuff that she doesn't need. I thought, you don't need all of this crap. Also, why do you have it? How many times has she moved since she has gotten married? Like, Lehigh, Las Vegas, the other Las Vegas, Flagstaff. She's moved loads of times, and she's obviously brought all of these boxes with her. Now she says that she doesn't know what to do with all this stuff. I thought I do. Just go and get yourself a skip. Throw all that shit out. So we do see the wedding announcement picture. I didn't realise that this is where the picture came from. So you know when they're in matching cardigans. Anyway, they were having a reception on what they're calling a ball in the gym in the church. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of your church being used for that. But I'm reading it, and it says that everybody has to leave at 10:30. I thought, oh, all right then. Probably very different to weddings that I'm used to. So Mary pulls out the wedding dress, and Jen is saying, like, it's tiny. Look at the tiny little waist on it. Now she doesn't think that she could fit into her wedding dress. Now, I was looking at Mary. I think Mary could actually fit into this. And then we hear from Robyn, right? Now, Robyn still has her wedding dress. I thought, all right, then try it on you. Do you remember she was trying on the wedding dress in front of the OGs? Do you remember Christine was just after having a baby? Yeah. Do you remember she was doing all that walking up and down and sashaying and everything? Do it now, Robs. Do it now. Do you know what else I was wondering? Do you remember her original wedding dress from David Preston Jessup? Where's that? I'd love to see it. Anyway, so she's being asked about the wedding day and if it was a good memory. And we get a long pause for some reason, I don't know why. But eventually she does say, yes, she accomplished her goal. So basically, she did actually, well, she managed to get rid of everybody out of this family. She annihilated them. All the wives, all the kids are all gone. And she put herself into a $2 million mansion because she's an absolute and utter home wrecker. So she did, like, she accomplished everything. She's living the dream. Oh, Jesus. Then we get Christine. Do you remember that sag that she wore on her first wedding day? Oh, but she's telling us about this wedding dress. And it's like that because, she had to keep modest. Not Robyn, though. But she did keep it. I always wondered why she kept that. And then we're hearing about McKeldy. Do you remember she wanted to make flowers for her wedding? I don't know what does be going on in McKeldy's head either. But then I find out that Christine still has this fucking cut up wedding dress. Why? Why do you still have it? Just throw it out. It's crap. So Mary says that she made her dress with her nanny. Do you know what? I'm very impressed. Mary is she's very talented, at sewing. She really is. And if you look at this when dressed in comparison to Christine's, it's like a fucking work of art. But she says that that's the reason that she can't throw it away, right? Like her kid doesn't want it. I thought, no, Leon certainly does not want that. Now, she does let us know that she's only holding on to the dress because her grandmother helped to make it. Now, she's not saying that her grandmother made it, right? She's saying that her grandmother helped her to make it. Now, she's not holding on to it because of Kody. I thought, all right then, Mary, all right. Because we know that she is. I wonder, does she actually try that on? Anyway, now we're going out for dinner with Kody and Robyn. So these are talking about dancing, but I want to talk about Robyn's clothes. What the hell are we doing? She looks like she works in a library, and the woman has never had a job, so I know she's not going to work. Why is she dressed like this? I don't understand. Anyway, so these two are talking, right? Now they're trying to allude to having a great sex life. I guarantee you they don't. And Robyn is saying that she didn't get an awful lot of sleep last night, and Kody says, you never do. But like he has a smile on his face. He's trying to be all sensual, right? But I thought, holy mother of God, because he says the kids keep coming into their bedroom at night. I thought, just tell them to stop it then. And he says like that the door is always open. Well then fucking close it. Because he said it's one kid after another after another. I thought, what is this man talking about? Okay, even if I give it to him, right, the youngest kid, that's a 10-year-old. All right, you can get on board with that. But then they have a 14-year-old boy. And then after that, just like two grown women in their 20s. What, all of these are just like getting into bed with Robyn and with Kody? That's all the way kind of weird. Tell them to get out, get a life, get a job, and just get the hell out of there. Cheapers, Christ, so fucking weird. Anyway, Robyn is saying that it's crazy to have older kids because she doesn't feel old. Like her kids are old enough, to be living their own lives. I thought, Robyn, if you know that, why the hell are you letting them get into your bed with you, you fucking freak? So Cody is saying that he doesn't feel like an old person either. So this is going to lead into the storyline about these two going dancing. Now, Robyn is mortified by Cody's dancing, and we do actually see some of Cody's dancing moves. Now, she wants to go and get dancing classes. I want to see Robyn on Dancing with the Stars, right? Now, I know initially I did say I wanted to see Cody, but I wanted to see I want to see Robyn on it because Robyn doesn't have confidence, right? She says that she can't compete with Cody. I beg to differ, Robyn. I've seen you break dancing. I've seen all of that. So, no, I'm not taking it. So these are talking about a tango. Now, they describe it as a vertical expression for a horizontal wish. Basically, we're talking about banging, right? Now, she says that's a very sexy dance, and Robyn would only be comfortable doing it with her hubby. But I thought, all right, then, but breakdancing is grand. Like, I'm just going, according to her. Cody is telling us this. Robyn's way of dancing is the way they danced in their old church. It's very old fashioned. I thought that's a load of shy. I seen this woman, I fucking the camera. I seen her with her crotch out right up into the camera. So when Cody and Meri were getting married, there was no boogie, okay? That's dancing. And they're religious people, like, Elvis would have just sent them over the edge. Do you know what would have been great for these people? Irish dancing, traditional Irish dancing, because literally you cannot touch a person. Hands at your side. Take my word for that and don't be moving them, lads. So anyway, we're in North Carolina, okay? Now Gabe, Savannah, and Peyton are there. Peyton has a girlfriend and Gabriel has a girlfriend. Now, Gabe is going to move to Chicago because they're going to be moving in together. I'm pretty sure these are still together. Good for them. I hope they're having a great time and all the love, all the things. Anyway, Christine is saying that basically it's very important to bang and to go traveling before you get married. I agree with her. That's a huge commitment. Don't be taking it lightly. So, anyway, we're finding out Maddie only has 3 weeks left in her pregnancy, and this is going to be her last baby. So she's telling Gabriel and Peyton that they need to be hurrying up and getting it together because she's done having kids. Now, do you know what? Cody doesn't even know that Maddie is pregnant. He doesn't even know that. And then we find out that they haven't spoken for 2 to 3 years. But I was thinking, because the funeral obviously would have been within that time. So like they mustn't have not they mustn't have said anything to each other at the funeral. That's so sad, it really is. Anyway, we're back in Parowan. Now, Mary and Jen are pretending, right, that they're just after finding this letter from Cody. Now, there's no way, right? Because, like, she's literally moved this from house to house. She's had it for decades. I guarantee you she was reading this every night. So, anyway, Jen was reading out this letter to Mary, but I'm going to read it out to you. And it starts, right? Dear best friend Meri, I'm very sorry I'm not here with you this morning. Although I'm at work, my heart is with you. I got to bed at 2 a.m. I need to leave at 6:15 a.m. Again, I do actually sound really American. Anyway, he continues. I'm sorry that our work is keeping us apart, but it will make us tough and we need to make sacrifices. Keep your head up and a smile on your face. You're always so pretty when you smile. This is how I know he was mad about this woman, okay? Because this is when she had the dead tooth, right? So I know he loved her. Keep a positive attitude through our trials, and you'll become a much stronger person. The Lord wants us to be strong. If I got a bit southern there. Anyway, he continues. If you get down because life is a little bit difficult, just remember how much I love you. That should keep you warm inside. I love you. Tons and gums. We are mates for life and eternity. Cody Brown. I love that he signed it so formally.
Also, I found out that this letter was written when he was with his friend Kyle. I thought, who the hell is Kyle? Where's Ken? Who is this Kyle in this trouble? We need to find him. Is he ever on the show? I need to know more. Oh, anyway, Kody is saying that Meri was basically a needy little bitch, right? And that's why he wrote the notes. I thought maybe she was a needy little bitch, but you know what, Kody? You're the one who wanted to marry this woman. You are you proposed to her, prick. Anyway, I will say, Meri is very pathetic in this episode because she's going on about Kody saying that he never loved the wives. We know, and we know that he made that up. But she says that it's very disrespectful to all the other wives. It's not. It's not. They all got over it. They have all moved on in their life. So now we're getting a story about the Cladder ring. Oh, anyway, so when Janelle married Kody, her mother gave her the old wedding ring from her first marriage to put the diamond into Meri and Cody's wedding ring. I thought so it was doomed from the very beginning, because that wedding ring came from a divorce. Now, Meri says she's not sure whether she thanked Janelle for doing that because it was very nice of her. I know damn well she didn't thank her. I know she didn't. So Meri does say that Janelle was married to her brother. We very rarely get them talking about it. I love when we talk about these kind of things. So she was saying like it was awkward, they were very young. They were just trying to navigate this life together. I also want to know more about that. Anyway, now we're with David and Christine. Now apparently these two had a bit of an argument over Peyton, right? Because Peyton expresses himself and he uses lines from movies and from books, and David doesn't like that. I thought, why the hell are you gatekeeping how somebody expresses themselves? It's none of your business, by the way. Peyton is a grown man. He's been through the military. But David is worried that Peyton won't find a girlfriend because he expresses himself like that. I thought Peyton has just told me he's going out with Ava. Also, the way he expresses himself with movies or whatever, that's the least of his worries. But that's a different story for a different day. Just let people express themselves how they want to. But Dave is saying, right, that books and movies, they're not real. Sorry, they're not real, okay? And Christine says that she was reading books specifically because they're not real. The woman wanted to escape from Cody. And David is saying, no, Christine, it has to be a two-way street, not just how Christine was raised and how she lived. I thought, David, get the hell over yourself. Christine is even telling us, like, she's 52. She's still trying to figure out how to say what she thinks. She was walking on eggshells. Anyway, we're back with Kody and Robyn in this place called the Museum Club, and it's on Route 66. So we're going there for air dancing lessons. And again, Robyn, what are you doing with these clothes? I've no fucking idea. So we meet Jordan and Elizabeth. Now Cody walks up to them, right, and he says, "Are you the dancing instructor?" I thought, what? Who the hell else would they be? Why do you think they're there with a camera crew waiting on you, Cody? So Robyn says that Cody kind of uses her as an accessory when they're dancing, and that's why they need lessons. Now we hear from Christine, and Christine says that Cody's dance is a pump dance. I've never heard of it, any of that. So we're back on Maddie's, right? So she's planning for her labour, like for the hospital. And Janelle says that when Maddie goes into labour, it's quick. I said, no, it's not. I remember her having Axel. She was in labour for like 4 fucking days. I was about to call the ambulance myself. Anyway, they're explaining they're explaining this in a very complicated way, right? To an adorable but tiny little Evie. So Caleb and Maddie are explaining that she's going to be gone. I don't know why they're not just saying that she'll be gone overnight, because this child has no idea what they're talking about. So anyway, while Maddie is gone to have the baby, Janelle and Savannah are going to be watching the kids. So we're back to Parowan, and we get another story about this wedding ring. So Cody melted down his own wedding ring, the one that Meri bought him, and he made some of the kids a ring out of it. Now, Cody did keep the diamonds, and eventually he made Meri a necklace out of it. I thought, how big was this ring? Are they talking about a bracelet? How big was this thing? Fucking hell. Anyway, the ring, according to Cody, just had to go so that Meri didn't have any claim on him. Now, Meri doesn't want to melt down what's left of it because it is still part of the ring. And Jen is saying, well, just melt it down and make something for Leon and Audrey, but she's not saying Audrey, she's saying Arge. I thought stop doing that. But even Mary knows, right? Leon and Archie, they don't want anything got to do with this. Now, Mary is saying that she was married for over 3 decades and it's going to take time to go through all this stuff. I thought 3 decades, Mary. You were married for barely over 1 decade, you know? Just fuck all this crap into the skip. But she is picking up a napkin, okay? Now, the napkin says, the path that leads to happiness is so narrow that two cannot walk on it unless they become one. Kody and Meri, the 21st of April, 1990. I thought, how profound. Anyway, after all of that, right? After all of that talk and all of that going through the stuff, telling us the marriage is over, do you know what she's going to do? Is she going to get a skip? No, no, she's not. She's going to put all of this shite into a storage unit and just lock the door. I thought, why did she take it all out then? And also, how much is this going to cost? Just put it in a skip, donate what you can, right? What other people can use, donate it to charity, and then burn everything else. I love getting rid of shite. Anyway, we're back at Maddie's house. Now she's getting her hospital bag ready. You know her little fella Axel, right? He was excited to have another baby, but then he found out it's a girl. So this kid wants a brother. He doesn't want more sisters. I thought, too bad. That's the way the cookie crumbles. So we're here from David and Christine, right? Now she's saying that she likes the real conversations because it's so easy to connect with fiction. I thought, leave her alone, right? Because that is what fiction is for. And David says to Christine, he doesn't think that she was meant for polygamy. Now, we know that Kody told her the same thing. They're both wrong. Both of these men are wrong, right? Christine and Janelle were the most cut out for polygamy. If anybody was made to be a polygamist, it was actually Christine. She was brilliant at it. Kody was just the wrong person because he's crap at everything. But David hates polygamy, basically, right? And he says that the men make the women compete. And Christine asks him, well, if everybody is a consenting adult, well, then that'd be grand. And David's like, no. I thought, David, that's too bad. You can't be telling adults what they could do. Now, David reckons that guys in polygamy have an ego. And Christine tells us that she was taught to endure. Oh, I can't endure anything, I'll be honest with you. Now, David says that he has been around hundreds of polygamist men. I tell you, I don't even know hundreds of fucking people, never mind one specific group of people. Who the hell is this man talking about? Also, get cameras on them. You know what? I love finding out about all the religious people. Now, finally, we do get a voice of reason from Janelle, right? And she said, yeah, there are, of course, tragic stories in polygamy, but there's also tragic stories in monogamy. Like, you can't be just blanket statement a whole group of people because it's dangerous. I completely agree with her, okay? I do. I completely agree with her. Like, you can't be just doing that. You can't say, like, all of those people are bad because they're that kind of religion. No, I'm sure there's some badness in it, but not everybody. Anyway, we do find out that David's older sister was mentally damaged because of polygamy. Now, we had two sisters in polygamy, right? And the two sisters had a hard time. And David hates this. I'm not surprised. I would hate that too, right? For anybody to have a hard time, though, within any religion. Anyway, David wanted to kick the shit out of his brother in law, but he was only 16. Now, Christine then says that she did not feel controlled by Kody. Now, when she said that she didn't want to wear the special knickers anymore, she just stopped, right? And she says, she told Kody, and Kody says, well, what's your relationship like with God? And Christine says, it's grand. And Kody says, oh, all right then. But even David has something to say about this now, right? Because David says that his God wouldn't be controlling and wouldn't be telling people that they're going to hell. I thought, all right then, but that's literally not what Christine says. She said that Kody didn't care about the special knickers. Like, she was grand with God and Kody was grand with her. So stop making into something that's not. Anyway, so according to them, that was their first biggest fight. That was it. I thought rivet and stuff. But then, of course, we kiss and make up. Now, when I say we kiss and make up, I mean Christine actually straddles him in the kitchen. Now, you know the way Christine, Christine, Janelle, Meri, they're like the sense of this family, okay? Could you imagine truly at like 15 years of age, just like hanging out in the kitchen while Christine is straddling? No, she's not going to do that. Julie's gonna get herself up the stairs, like into her room, put her headphones on, watch a bit of YouTube or something, you know. She's a sensible person. She's not. I don't know what the hell is going on in that fucking mansion. Anyway, we're back with Kody. Now he's telling us all about his dancing life. I thought your dancing life, calm down, dude. So him and Robyn first had their first big conversation when they were dancing. I thought that's true, but she did also say that you are an absolute another embarrassment. When is he gonna realize that she married him for money? Like, when is he gonna know that? So we're back with Jordan and Elizabeth teaching dancing, right? Now, Cody says he's not good at picking things up quickly. I thought, no shit. I know that. I'm watching the on Special Forces. And Cody says, like, they're learning how to dance, right? And he finds out that he's been stepping the wrong way the whole time throughout his dancing life, as he's called it. So now he's dancing, right? And now he's gonna drill 10 times to get it. I thought it's not that deep, Cody, and it's supposed to be fun. So Cody is talking about Robyn, and he reckons that she moves with grace, but she's not risky. I thought, well, I don't know about that. But anyway, now he's going to drill. I don't even know what that means. I think it just means he's going to do it. Like, now he's going to do this 100 times. Because, you know, Cody can't let anything be fun. So we're back with Meri, and she's holding up this damn dress, right? And she says that when she gets married again, she's not going to wear a dress like this. I thought I should really feckin' hope not. But you know, I love the confidence because she's not saying if she gets married, she's saying when she gets married. But according to Meri, she basically started the whole family by marrying Cody. I thought that may be true, but then he also ruined it, Meri, because you brought in Robyn, you know? Now she says that it's sad how the family has ended up. I agree. I do. I completely agree with her. So in their religion, okay, suffering apparently will make you a better person. I can't. I can't endure. I can't do the suffering. I can't do any of that, right? Anyway, back with Fred and Ginger. We're getting a voiceover, and we see Maddie getting married and dancing with Cody. But we're looking at Maddie. Now she's out walking because she's heavily pregnant. She's trying to get her body ready to give birth, right? So we're hearing from Cody, and he says he can't remember the dance. I thought you seen, Niall. But anyway, he says he'll have to see how things goes. So we end up with these two losers, kind of dancing, kind of hugging. It was just like, you know, to see Maddie with the other family, a new baby on its way, and to see Cody, who basically destroyed his whole family for Jaws over here, you know. And then, ooh, we see Meri. Now Meri is wearing her Worthy Up t-shirt. Good for you. I'd be using that free advertisement all the time. Because she's saying she does not trust Robyn. I believe this is the first time we've heard this. Anyway, we hear from Cody, and Cody says that he was trying to get Janelle to do a deal with him on the land without the others. And then finally, right, finally, after all of that, we're getting them out on the land together. Oh, God, I'm looking forward to that one. I want Jen to be there for this. I do also want Janelle to have Hunter and preferably Peyton with her, because Peyton is like about 10 foot tall, you know. Anyway, that is our recap. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did, go ahead and hit subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. And remember, have a great day, and I love you a long time.